Hi guys, my name is Amena K. Thornton, and you are listening to the One Up podcast with Amena K. You can see these live videos also by going to amena.media. That's amena.media to go to the YouTube channel. We are doing a message of hope, stories from struggle to success, and today we have Tyler on today. Now, Tyler is an amazing person I've gotten to know over the last year. Tyler, can you please tell me your last name? I didn't write it down, actually, so I don't know why.
So,
how do you say it?
My full name is Taylor Sanchez.
Oh, Taylor.
Yeah.
Sanchez. Taylor
Yes.
Sanchez. Okay. All right, Taylor is on here, and he's gonna tell us his message of hope, his story from struggle to success, and he's gonna also be talking a lot about living in the present moment and just being present in today, and what that means to him, and how he wants to improve your life by sharing that message. So thank you again, Tyler, for coming on and sharing your message and just being here with me today.
Well, I appreciate you thinking of me and having me onto your podcast. Definitely manifested it. I didn't expect just a little direct message from you to be on this podcast. So I really do appreciate it.
We are also on the YouTube. So this is also a video that will be on the YouTube that you can share with your friends and family as well. So
perfect.
Yeah, so you are actually on, this is actually episode 34. We've had already 33 guests on already, and it's been amazing for me, and just providing this platform for people to come on, and the stories have been amazing. So I can't wait to see what you have today on your message of hope and what you would like to share about your message on being present and what that means to you. So what does that mean to you?
So being present is just really solely focusing on the now. So instead of especially with the current climate of things, with the pandemic and everything, a lot of people are focused on how they're going to make ends meet. You know, they're going to be focusing on how am I going to make my next mortgage payment? How am I going to make my next car payments? There's a lot of different things a lot of people are worrying and focusing on, as opposed to focusing on the present moment and being grateful for it. They're just focusing on the negatives, right? Therefore attracting the negatives and more negative situations in their life, more stress. And if you do the research, there's a lot of negative. There's good stress, but there's also bad stress. Bad stress is what causes a lot of negative impacts on your body. So
what would you consider the negative stress? And then what is the positive stress then? Because if it's stress, you would think that it's all just stress then.
Yeah. So like the positive stress, there's a little bit of stress can be very, very important, especially if you have an important deadline, right? And you completely just forgot about it and you have this deadline you need to make. And that little bit of stress can help you maintain focus and put a lot of energy into making that work proper and nice and perfect, and also in time for the deadline. So it can aid in you're focusing into creating a lot of great content, but then focusing on what this person said about me at work, or what this person said about me on social media, or why am I not reaching this level of success that I want in this moment, right? That's negative stress. That's prolonged stress. Prolonged stress is a negative. There's a different term for it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but prolonged stress is what is very negative for the body and causes a lot of negative impacts. But then short-term stress can really help you make certain deadlines and help you maintain focus on your work.
Yeah, so it's more of a focus strategy in a way. So you're like, oh my God, I have to do this, but it's something that I hopefully want to do, right? And that's why it's not so negative. It's positive stress because you're just feeling the pressure on hey, you have to pick up the pace, or you want to obtain the goal a little bit faster. So what kind of stresses have you had to deal with that has put you in a positive or negative stress, whatever one you want to cover?
So I had a lot of kind of negative stress in my life because of school and the programming that I received from a lot of like teachers and society, putting this kind of program in my mind saying, hey, I need to have all straight A's in order for me to get accepted into college. I need to have at a certain GPA unless I'm dumb. You know, there's a lot of negative stresses that like I
Yeah.
failed 3 semesters in my freshman year of high school. Failed 3 semesters of the class, got all F's, and I barely passed high school from like I
So
just needed to get
was it a certain class? Is that what a semester would be in that school?
so
They're all
a
different.
semester
So
so
yeah.
like you have like one class throughout the whole year, right?
Okay.
But then it's measured by 2 semesters. So like you have your first semester and then you have your second
Okay.
semester,
Yeah,
right?
I got
And
it.
so
Uh-huh.
yeah, my first semester I failed 3 of my 3 classes. I remember it
Wow.
was
Okay.
um
That could
I
be
remember it
stressful.
was very stressful because and that caused a lot of like negative self-talk, like why didn't I try harder in the past, why didn't I take more action in the past in order for me to pass this class, right? But then there's also like a lot of negative circumstances that aided into me not really caring and not really wanting to put in that much effort into my schoolwork, aka like bullying and all that stuff, you know. So like that really aided me into not putting my best foot forward into completing my classwork. But then
Because your
once
mind
I
was, it sounds like your mind was somewhere else
my
then.
mind
You were
was yeah, my mind
concentrating
was
so
someone else.
much on like the social aspect of school, which, you know, it's hard when you're not having that support system in school. And it could even be, you know, a teacher, like a negative teacher, like you said,
Hmm.
where you're having that pressure and they're like, hey, you have to do this. And you're just like, but I'm dealing with this other stress that and I can't focus because I'm dealing with
Exactly.
this. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I understand. Yeah.
So you know, there's counts of other stresses as well, but that was like the main thing that really is very prominent when it comes to stress, like negative stress. But um, I overcame it, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So it took you, what would you say, like your senior year, you finally did you overcome the bullying, or did you just kind of accept it, like whatever, they can have their opinion of me, and I don't really care anymore.
So actually, this kind of leads into my story. So like in high school, right, I was always like overweight, right? My highest I've weighed was around like 254, probably even 260, and I'm
And
like
what was your
5'10". So
well, okay, what's the ideal weight? I'm not good at like knowing exactly, and I don't know. I
yeah,
think a lot of our viewership or listeners probably like, yes, I know exactly what that is.
yeah. So like for someone that's like 5'9", 5'10", the average weight that you should be in order to be considered healthy is like 170 to 190, I believe.
70 to 19. And what were you? You were two something? Two what?
I was like 260, like around 260, 254, averaging around that weight. So like I was a good like 100 pounds overweight.
Okay, yeah, even for your height though. So,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So like, of course, I was severely overweight when I was in school, and so and of course, the easy target for people bullying is the obese person, is the fat person. So like, I went through a lot of school and people calling me names like I'm part black, right? And so people called me Malcolm XXL because of like Malcolm X and I guess the t-shirt size XXL.
Oh,
So people called me
yeah, I've
Malcolm XXL.
heard of them,
People
yeah.
called me instead there's a basketball player called Steph Curry. People call me
Yeah.
Stuff Curry because I like to stuff my body with food. And there's a lot of different
Oh,
names that people called me. And so that also led to a lot of insecurities, right?
yeah, I
And
imagine because
people
you can't hide that. You can't hide weight. You can't like,
exactly.
you know, you can't even release it. Like, oh, like I can learn more math. You know, it is a
Hmm.
part of you. So they're attacking your physical appearance at this.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I know what that feels like, not from a bullying perspective. I didn't really get bullied in that way. I've got bullied on the more like, it was funny because you always think bullies would be like the people that want attention. Whereas my bullies were already getting like all the attention because they were like the straight A students, the people that are really good at school, that are just like everything seems to be going their way. And it was just like, it was really odd for me that in my story, I mean, I didn't really get bullied in high school, but I remember in middle school, I've had particularly one bully, and she was like the straight A student, like, perfect everything, perfect life, perfect everything. But I don't know why I was targeted, but I was. And she would always like set things up like I was stealing. She would always like stuff stuff in my book bag, and then tried to get my best friend to like go against me. It was really odd to me. I was like, why is she doing this to me? I'm not stealing anything. I'm just doing my work, So it's just weird how some people, not only approach bullying, but then the different types of bullying. There's no, like, you can't recognize a bully, most of the time.
Exactly. A lot of people are, I guess, sort of like blind to it, or a lot of people don't stand up for themselves because of lack of confidence caused by the bully, or lack of confidence caused by like household trauma. There's a lot of different things that can cause lack of confidence. And when people have lack of confidence, they don't stand their ground. They don't stand for what they believe in, and they don't stand up to the bullies. And so they just kind of go along with it, which I did, right? So like when people were bullying me, I just went along with it. I just laughed it off because I didn't want to feel excluded. I didn't want to feel like uncool because I was not going along with the joke, right? So as opposed, so like that's what I did, right? As like as a deflection to not fully accept or reject what they're saying about me and what I was at that time, right? So like we're all high vibrational, confident, beautiful, powerful beings, but then we're just programmed by society, by bullies, by maybe our toxic family, by maybe our toxic ex-husband or wife. We're programmed by that person in order for them to take control of us.
Well, because some of the people are the closest to us, like you mentioned. Some of them are the closest people that are in our peer groups, in our families, and so we were pretty much raised by these people, so it's all we technically kind of know. And then we have to question, like, well, if they see me this way, then I guess I'm this way. We just accept it, especially as a very young age,
Exactly. And that's why, like, when you take a look at the dog, right? A dog trainer, the best time to train a dog in order for it to do what you want on command, with like, if you snap your fingers, they always come to you. The best way to program that dog to do what you want it to do is when it's a baby or when it's growing up, right? When your subconscious mind and when your mind is still programmable. So like when you're growing up, you don't have any better, what's the word, I'm trying to like phrase this properly, you don't know any better than to listen to your family that you feel that you're supposed to love with every ounce of your being, right? Or
because they're the ones that are feeding you ultimately, right? You're getting shelter, you're getting fed, you're getting, so you're just like, well, they must care for me, right?
They must care for me. They want me to feel this way because they love me, right?
And so, and like, I actually had a guest that actually used that phrase that you just mentioned there. They must love me, and that's why they're telling me this. Her name's Nicole Johnson. She was on one of the very beginnings of Message of Hope, Stories from Struggle to Success. I think it was like episode 6. If you guys look at it, look for her name on this. Like I said, Nicole Johnson. And I remember it just clicked when Taylor here was saying that exact phrase, because she actually dealt with a mother that told her that she like she would tell her like all this bad stuff and then be like, well, and then in her mind all the way up until like her later teens, she would always like, well, she's telling me this because she loves me. And I remember what it was she had left her husband. Her mom left her husband and had her through another man that was abusive. Wow. And she would tell her growing up that she didn't actually want her, that she was an accident, but she loved her enough to take care of her. And she lived with
Wow.
this all the way up, you know, to her
Mhm.
early 20s. Like, oh, well, she didn't abandon me, or she didn't give me up, so she must love me. So it's a very
Mhm.
toxic mindset to start out with, you know?
Exactly. And,
Yeah.
and and it's unfortunate that a lot of people going through like elementary school, when it's like the best time to treat someone with love and compassion and empathy, right? In
Yeah.
order for them to like treat other beings like they're supposed to be, right? And so
Yeah.
like when they're in elementary school, there's a whole bunch of other bullies that are just kind of like, oh, you're fat, you can't do this, or like, hey, you're ugly, you can't date this person, you can't date your crush, right? And then we keep on hearing that through middle school, through high school, through college, even through adulthood.
Yeah.
And that's what's crazy to me, because like we're all programmed by, either we program ourselves, or we're programmed by society, and most people are programmed by society, and then we have to make the conscious decision to reprogram our minds and our being in order to create a different reality, right? So
Yeah.
um that's what I subconsciously did. I was unconscious about this whole thing, because like as the bullying was happening, negative things were happening. Of course, we all know with the law of attraction, if you your reality is created by how you think, how you act, and how you feel. And so by the bullying, I acted poorly. I treated my body with disrespect, shoving my body with more food. And I treated my body with disrespect by self-harming. I treated my body with disrespect by like just slapping my head, because I'm like, oh, I'm stupid. Why did I say that to that
Right.
person? Right.
Yeah.
And then I thought about the negative situations, right? I thought about like, oh,
And
this person said this to me.
I imagine at this time you're probably listening to music that it reinforces this, because I've realized that
Exactly.
when I look back now at my teenage years, because I dealt with an abusive boyfriend for 2 years.
Mhm.
And just
Mhm.
looking at the type of music that I listened to, going, wow, look at the lyrics.
Mhm.
They really
Mhm.
look and read the lyrics. What I was ingesting in willingly, you know? And I was just like,
Exactly.
wow. I'm gonna shut this window behind me because I hear a storm coming.
Oh, go right ahead.
Let me turn on the light. Yeah, there's a storm coming, rolling in. I hear it thundering out there. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
So like, and then of course, like I was thinking about the negative situations. I was thinking about like the times people were bullying me, right? And then
yeah,
that bringing, it's a kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. They're like, oh, I'm thinking this way, and then I'm going to look for different information that helps me feel this way, and it
yeah,
reinforces our program, right? And
yeah.
so I was thinking those thoughts, and then I was, of course, whatever we think is what we feel, and whatever we feel is what we think. So I was feeling like garbage, feeling terrible, feeling depressed, feeling anxious, feeling suicidal. There are so many factors that aided into the way I was feeling. And then this was like my first um this was my first kind of like awakening, I guess. I unconsciously did it. And this one person said to me, like, I guess I was being fake, right, to him, fake. I don't know
Yep.
why, but this one person said to me, you'll never amount to anything. You'll always be fat. You'll never have a girlfriend. You'll never have this. You'll never have that, right? And so I used that fuel to start my weight loss journey. 13 months later, I lost 100 pounds.
That's
And
amazing. That's amazing. I saw the picture.
yeah,
I still can't believe like the transformation. It's amazing.
yeah.
I could never picture you overweight because I didn't know you then, but you didn't know me
Mhm.
overweight. I was about 100
Exactly.
pounds overweight as well, which is crazy when I
Yeah.
look back and I'm just like, I can't even believe I'm the same person. Like,
Yeah. You're like, wow.
yeah,
Like, and
yeah,
then like, so like when I lost that 100 pounds, my mindset shifted unconsciously. I did not have like the knowledge that I do now about spirituality, about programming, about the different things that I do know now at this moment. So like what I learned at that time when I was losing my weight is when I was doing my exercise. When I was doing my exercise, like I would run, and then I would also cut calories, right?
hmm.
I learned to live in the present moment
I
because like
also
when
did
you're
the same thing. That's how I
yeah.
lost like 99% of my
Hmm.
weight is through running and counting calories.
Yeah,
So
running,
I
counting
took a
calories.
food journal for like 4 years. I had a food
Yeah.
journal just because I could
Mhm.
not stay disciplined. I had to write
Mhm.
everything down.
Exactly. Yeah. I felt that, and so what I did is I programmed my mind to at this time, again, unconsciously, did not know anything about programming, which is the beautiful thing that we unconsciously do these things. So
Mhm.
that must mean it's correct, right?
Yeah.
And so I programmed my mind to eat healthy. And what I did for 13 months, I ate healthy. I could count how many cheat meals I had on one hand in that 13 months. I did not. I only had 5 cheat meals. And when I was doing my exercises, when I joined track and field, when I was running at the time, I was living in the present moment because I wasn't thinking about my past. I wasn't thinking, and I wasn't thinking about my future, what people are going to think about me. I was
Yeah.
only
Good.
focused on how I was feeling in
In the
this
moment.
moment, and how I was going to get to my destination in running, right? And so, like, I was breathing heavy, and I needed to regulate my body. I needed to keep my pace up. I was wanting to have my pace at a certain like pace, right? And
Yeah.
so, like, I was just living in the present moment at that time. And as I was going through my whole weight loss journey, I was the happiest that I've ever been. It's just been uphill ever since,
Were you
because
still in school when that happened then?
I
And,
started my weight loss journey in
yeah.
my junior year of high school. In the summer of my junior year of high school, then I continued my weight loss journey during my senior year, and I lost 13 pounds. I started my weight loss journey in June, and then I finished off in July when I lost 100 pounds. So, like,
So did that bully notice and take recognition, or did he or she just kind of ignore you from then
I
on?
mean,
How did they
so
approach
like,
you for that?
yeah, at that time, what's surprising is that when my bully was just like, "Oh, I respect you for doing this," right?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Like, he's just like, "Oh, good job, Taylor. I'm happy that you're doing this. I'm happy that you're losing weight." But then, of course, with my newfound confidence, I was starting to stick up for people, right? And so,
Yeah.
like, of what's right and what I needed to do, right?
Yeah.
And so,
It's
like, of
interesting
course,
though, like that you say that he shifted. It was a he, right? I
yeah,
imagine
hey, yeah,
that he shifted and like started to respect you, because I heard this again with Grant Cardone. He had a bully. He was a drug addict when he was I think he said when he started when he was 16, and he had this drug problem for a while, but he checked himself into a place, and the counselor, when he finally graduated the rehab, he said that you'll never amount to anything. Nothing's ever going to get. He said years later, he came to a conference that Grant Cardone put on and was so excited to see him again, and like was amazed at like the person he's became. And he's like, what a difference. Grant Cardone's like, what a difference. Cause he put me in this state that I'm like, I'm going to do this just to prove that guy wrong. And he did it.
mm-hmm.
And look at how successful he is. I mean,
Hey,
seriously. And then like to actually have that guy show up and ask for your autograph on one of your bestsellers, I can imagine the feeling is just like,
mm,
man, that feels good.
it,
So,
it
yeah.
it's crazy, like, with everybody that's gone through bullying, when you overcome it and you overcome the bullying and you start becoming and loving yourself wholly and start um, um like dictating your life, you just feel on top of the world, right? You feel
Yeah.
so confident, you feel so powerful.
I wonder if that's the law of the attraction though, because now you're sending out those new vibes. So they recognize
Yeah,
the new vibes.
yeah,
So
like,
they're feeling
yeah,
the new vibes, and you're putting out the new vibes, and that's
it's
interesting actually. Now that I think more about that, because positive attracts positive, negative attracts
mhm,
negative, and you were feeling negative, so you were receiving that negative in a different way. You were receiving
mhm,
it with this voice, right, through this bully. But then when you started shifting, you felt like amazing because you did all this work and you know you could do it now. And then approached you differently because he felt that
Exactly.
vibration. That's
Hmm.
interesting. Yeah, I never really thought of it in that aspect until we went through that. Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's the law of compensation, the law,
mm,
there's 12 spiritual laws in the universe. I won't get through all of them because there's a lot and it explains a lot, and a lot of them are kind of complicated. But the law of
I don't.
compensation, which I started to like kind of fully understand at the moment, was like the more a lot of people mistake it with the law of attraction, right? But like the more goodness you send in the world and send in the universe, the more goodness you feel back, right? And so that's what the law of compensation is. And so like, but if you do something for someone, but you have resentment and you have hate and you have hatred in your heart, you're still going to attract that hatred. You're still going to attract um, those negative situations, even though you did a good deed, because the law
Yeah.
of attraction is all about
Yep.
feeling. So
Yeah.
like you're feeling hatred, you're feeling the stuff, you're going to attract more of hatred into your life, even though you did a good deed.
Yeah, yeah, because deep
So,
down, subconsciously, you're lying to yourself consciously, but because
hmm,
subconsciously, you're still playing like you're fake, basically. You're just
hmm,
fake, you're just making it up for show, and that doesn't
exactly.
resonate. And that's why a lot of people, I think, in sales don't do well in sales because they might be doing it for like the money or the success or whatever they see is why they got into whatever they're doing. But if they are not sold on it themselves and really have integrity, then they're not going to go anywhere. And I think that's where a lot of salespeople actually get hung up. And I've been in various sales, different things, and it just it came up to my mind. So if any of the listeners or viewers, feel like they're really putting it all out there, really ask yourself, is this the exact thing that whatever you're doing, service, product, if you're employed by yourself, if it's a family business, whatever it is, just really dig down and just say, are you sold on it? Are you sold on it?
Hmm.
Because that's really going to answer your question. And then if it's something you want to be involved in, then you're going to have to learn to sell yourself first before you can sell
Hmm.
anybody else, because that's the only way it's going to work.
Exactly.
Because
10,000%.
people can
I agree.
resonate. You resonate it.
You
So,
give up those certain frequencies, right?
yeah.
And that's why like it takes a lot. It takes a lot for people to fully get successful in like real estate or jewelry sales or just like door-to-door sales or network marketing. It takes a lot of people to truly get successful, is because they need to sell themselves first. They need to have
Yeah.
the belief, they need to have the action, they need to have a lot of certain like fundamental internal beliefs and strategies in order for them to be successful. Because like if you are just kind of like feeling not so confident or lacking belief in the product that you're selling, and you start feeling, and people can feel energy like no other,
Yeah.
right? People can feel if like something is a scam or not. Some people can feel if you're truly being authentic or not. People can feel that. And it's like if you don't believe in the product yourself, you're going to give off that certain frequency, you're going to give off that vibration, and that person's like, oh, you know what, I'm good, I'm fine, I don't want to buy your product, I don't want to join your business, I don't want to spend this amount of money on this like solar, right? That's it. All comes down to like inner work first, then you can
Hmm.
benefit and reap from what you sow, right?
Yeah, and then you can leave the techniques and more about your product and all that other things that go into actual selling something, actually understanding, that you have to listen to the person that's going to be buying it and all that other
Mm,
stuff. But yeah,
exactly.
the original base is first you got to believe in you and what you're doing. So before any of that other stuff is ever going to even close to working. So.
Hmm.
So what'd you
Love
do
that.
after you came out of high school? What'd you do after that?
So it was a very beautiful moment for me. So like right when I graduated high school, um, I went to this one event in Orlando, Florida, and it was for it's community-based marketing event. And that's when I developed the beautiful industry of community-based marketing, right?
Yeah.
How someone can truly come from nothing to something and make life-changing income, like supplemental income that they can like $500 here or like $100 here. to like $10 million in sales or
I
in
know,
personal
I know,
earnings,
it's totally
right?
like, wow, wait, what? I
I'm
can make
like,
like $3. I can make like $100. And
I'm like, wow.
Just
a disclosure here, Tyler and me are part of a community now that's both in the same space, the same company, with the company now in exogenous ketones. You can contact either one of us for information on that, and get to know a little bit more about what we do on that space. But I think so. The first community marketing company you were with was the travel one, right? Because that's where I joined, but there was a lot of changes happening when I joined, and I was going through quite a bit myself. So I didn't
Hmm.
actually experience the actual experiences, which I'm really sad about. But I did get to do all the other experiences as we evolved into what we do now. So I'm
Yeah.
stoked about
So
that.
yeah. So like I was it was a travel company. That's when I first got started and first like started dipping my toes into community based marketing.
Yeah.
And of course, right, when you're doing something new, you're not confident. You're not
Yeah.
confident at all, you know? And so like the best way to build confidence is just to kind of face it and just go for it. You know, that's the best way to build confidence because if you the more it compounds because like the more you research, the more you contact people, the more you do certain actions, the more confidence you have, right? Because you overcame the objections, you overcame the jealousy from people, you overcame like the hatred or like, oh, that doesn't work anymore. You know, like you overcame those things, and you know what to say. So you become more confident in those things. And so like as I was progressing
It's
through my whole
repetition. At the end of the day, it's repetition.
repetition. Exactly. Repetition. Your subconscious mind loves repetition. That's how you program it, but also confidence loves repetition. So like the more you do something, the more confident you are in that certain thing. And
Yeah.
so as I was going through my whole like entrepreneurial journey, that's when my whole awakening happened to like the different things that I didn't know before, right? And so now that like I started um, um, focusing on like my spirituality and building that up, right? I started looking back on the past from like when I was still in high school, dealing with everything that I did, and understanding like, wow, I was attracting the same situations over and
Yeah.
over and over and over again because of the way I was feeling, the way I was thinking, the way I was acting,
Yeah.
right? And so like I'm like, wow. So I attracted those types of situations. So there's low key kind of self sabotage. It was self-sabotaging yourself because like
Yeah.
but you weren't aware of the different things, and so now I know that I can create my own reality. And so now I started focusing on the present moment and what it truly means to be that, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm just eternally grateful to um our mentors, Nick and Blake, right?
Yeah.
Nick and
They're
Blake,
amazing. They're really
Blake
amazing.
Mallon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're truly beautiful people, and so like I'm forever grateful
And
because
like I told Blake, every time I see him, I tell him how amazing a speaker he is. I haven't really got to know Nick too much, other than just through social, and I see him a couple times at the events. But I've gotten to know Blake a little bit more because he's more social on his media and social
Mhm.
media and stuff. And every time I see something, I'm just like, if you're not following Blake by now, you better be following Blake right now because he definitely
10,000%.
knows what he's talking about every time. Because I've been an entrepreneur 20 years. And the culture that Nick and Blake and the community made is something I've never experienced in 20 years of business, like ever. And I was blown away at the first event. Like, wow, these people really love their community. And they've been in
Mhm.
it their whole lives since they were teenagers, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And I wish I stayed in that space because I actually was a door-to-door salesperson when I was 19. I was actually kicked out of my house. Well, actually, I moved out, but I wasn't welcome back. So at 19, I was a door-to-door salesperson, and I got mentored. My mentor at the time was Zig Ziglar, famous mentor.
Wow, really?
Yeah, not one-on-one, but through all his media and everything. And I was totally in love. I own like everything Zig Ziglar, like, and I didn't stay in that space we got to be going through winter. So I did good. It was all commission based, which community marketing is. But community based marketing is actually very different than door-to-door sales. And I do want to put that out there. I don't want you guys, whoever's listening to this now, to confuse them. Community marketing business is actual, like, it's like something very unique and special in general. It gives you the leadership, it gives you the community, it gives you the residual income, right? Where you have income coming in every single week, month, whatever the payment is. But also it gives you an opportunity to advance as far as you want, and there's no limit on anything. So, and they're there to encourage you. They want to build you up. They don't want you to like stay as a peon and work at a company. And like I said, I think if I stayed longer at door-to-door sales, I would have eventually found it. That's why I wish I did stay more of that space, because I know Zig Ziglar eventually moved that into that. He was a door-to-door salesperson first, and then he got into community marketing. And I think if I stayed on that route, I would have followed him more into that space, because he was with I believe Herbalife or something. Same with the lady that did the Mary Kay. She was in a network marketing. I don't know if it was Herbalife with her too, but they had this mentor. And so did Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn was in Herbalife with Zig Ziglar. It's very fascinating when I dug into the history on this. But all three of them had the same mentor. And the mentor's name, he died when he was in like 42. I can't think of his name right now, but there's not much footage. I found like one footage on YouTube, but I'll add it to the little links, so you guys can check out this footage, because I just thought it was fascinating that they all were amazing individuals, had great success in what they did, and they all had the same mentor. I was just like, wow, that's pretty powerful. And just like Blake and Nick, how many people, how many success stories are they making right now?
So many, with Blake and Nick's last venture, right? They created, they created so many millionaires, right? And it's because the beautiful thing about community-based marketing is it forces yourself to grow yourself as opposed to like staying stagnant, right? And so like your income is always going to match your personal development and your mindset, right? And your worthiness. So like if you say that you're worthy of this amount of money, then you are going to attract that certain amount of money, right?
You're going to figure it out, and you got the resources.
You're going to figure it out.
You got the resources.
You're going to figure it out. Exactly.
Just watch somebody else that's doing it. Be like, wait, how'd you do that? I want to do that.
Exactly. 10,000%. 10,000%.
And they're going to be like, here you go. And you're like, wait, what? I mean, how many things do we share, like, as a community? It's mind-boggling. It's like, oh, you want this thing that I made up for my customers? Here, I'll just give it to you. And it's no competition. There is no such thing as competition. And that's the way it should be. There's no limit to money, period. There is no limit. We print it every day. So
there's no limit to money.
I mean, seriously, there's abundance of people. How many are there? Like, I don't know, 6 billion or something. It's 60 billion. I don't know, a lot. There's a lot of people in this universe. So believe me, there is no competition. There's no competition. So it's made up. I feel on that. So you did you went on some amazing trips. I did get to see some of those photos, and I'm totally jealous. And I told Blake, I can't wait until you guys bring that back around once all this mess with the COVID and stuff subsides. But already we both went on did you go to the one in Kentucky? I'm not sure if I met you in Kentucky.
No,
that was amazing. But we were both at Las Vegas at the Hard Rock.
Yes.
And that was amazing. So, amazing.
Shut the whole place down.
Yeah.
It was crazy. We stayed there like the last weekend.
Yeah, I can't believe like walking out and they were taking memorabilia off of the. That was just like, what? Wait, what?
That
Like
was
seriously,
mind
this is
blowing to
like
me.
history. This is like
Mind
history.
blowing.
People are walking out with history. I got cards actually, like a decks of brand new cards. The lady that I was staying at, let me think, Kristen Cowell. She actually was asking around for like the whole time we were there if she could get cards and dice, from the actual decks and stuff. And they had like just got like all these brand new shipments that say Hard Rock Cafe and Casino and Las Vegas and, Las Vegas, Nevada on it. And of course they can't use them because all the other Hard Rocks is not in that location.
Exactly. Yeah.
He was like, and I was getting on like a plane, and now I'm showing guys like how big this is. I know you guys on the podcast can't see me, but it was like a brick. I got like a brick of cards. I think I ended up with like 12 dozen cards. It was a lot. And then I got some dice that says the Hard Rock on it, which next time I see you, I'll give you some. Just remind me.
Well, thank you.
I've got, like I said, I've got like 12 packs. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's really cool though. So yeah.
We would love some. So thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah. Just remind me before our next event, because I might forget. So
Perfect.
But so it's been an amazing journey, I imagine. So have you heard of anybody from high school, and then have they seen the pictures on social media and just like, wait, what are you doing? What is this?
Yeah, definitely. So like, it all comes down to, again, programming, so like, a lot of people were like seeing the stuff that I was doing. A lot of people were just like, oh, claps. Awesome. I'm happy for you, Taylor, but I don't want to do what you're doing. Right. They're just like, I love what you're doing. I love what you're about. But as of recent, I haven't really had that much contact of high school people because I really didn't see the need to,
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I'm just kind of just like focusing on like, I found this beautiful quote on Instagram. It's just like, if you need to surround yourself that people are going to build your future, not people that like help build your past. So like,
I like that.
You need to surround yourself with millionaires, surround yourself with people, new energy, right? Surround yourself with people that have the life that you want. And that's what I'm doing. And like, I have no intentions of going back to like high school drama, high school, anything, right? Because I'm just like, let me just focus on me and my future and what I want to accomplish.
Yeah. And some of those people in high school, I'm like, I don't even want to invite them in what I'm doing because I don't want to like bring that energy around me. I'm like, and so I'm very picky on who I ask to join our company. And I want to make this very clear because I know some people are just like, I'll just sign up anybody. And I'm like, no, they'll be in my circle and I'm training them and I'm going to see them like every day. And I'm like, that's okay. I think I'll just wait till the right people come. I want the right energy around me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with that 10,000%. You always want to surround yourself with like high vibrational people. Yeah. Always. So people that are going to help build you up instead of tear you down.
Yeah, definitely.
So, so like, it's just very beautiful, like through my whole transition through like, and learning experience with entrepreneurship. The present moment is literally the most important thing that you can do to build your business or to build yourself into like a happier being, because the present moment is truly all that we have, because like the past, you're given the time. If the present moment is all that we have, the moment, right? We just give our present moment time to our future, giving that time that is so precious that you can do whatever you want with. You can build your dream business and become super successful if you take action in the present moment, instead of taking time out of your day, out of the present moment, to think about some shit that happened in the past,
Yeah.
So like the present moment is truly such a beautiful thing, and there's different strategies.
Well, that's why it's called a present, right? It's a present for a reason. Yeah.
It's a present for you. It's a present for all of us. Because like we should be grateful for it, because there's a lot of people. a lot of people losing their precious lives in this moment right now.
Yeah, my
Because
uncle just
like,
passed. My uncle just passed like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and it was just like,
yeah,
wow. Sometimes we forget that life is so fragile and it can go in an
exactly.
instant. Yeah.
10,000%. Well, I'm sorry to hear that
Oh,
your
that's
uncle passed
okay.
away,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
so it all comes down to just staying present. Staying present is such a beautiful, and that's where all of our power comes from, right? And so, like, if you
Yeah.
truly want to reprogram our subconscious mind, if you want to reprogram our mind, if we want to become abundant or many different things, right? All of our power comes from the present moment. And so, if you channel and fully acknowledge that you're in this present moment, you can make the decisions to change your life forever. You can make the decisions to reprogram your subconscious mind. At this moment, have you ever noticed, like, when you finish meditating, you feel on top of the world, blissful and powerful, or even when you're hanging out with friends, right? In that moment, you're having amazing laughs at dinner,
Like
and you're
now.
just sharing drinks. Yeah, exactly now,
This is
exactly now.
present. This is present.
This is
Yeah.
the present moment.
Yeah.
We're happy.
Yeah, we
we're,
are.
we're powerful, we're
Yeah.
abundant, right?
'Cause
And so like,
this is powerful. I teach mindset a lot. It's a primary focus of everything I do, even with the ketones, because that's a mind enhancement, right? It's to give you
mhm,
more oxygen to your brain and to enhance your brain's performance. And that is actually what a lot of it is based on, just how you perceive things and how you do live in this present moment, in this space and time, and how that works exactly, like the foundation of
mhm.
that. And it's very fascinating, actually. It's a whole study. Like, it's very fascinating.
Here, this is, I personally read this book, and this helped me.
Somebody else just came on the show and recommended that book. I haven't read that one yet, so I will
It's,
definitely. You are the second person in like a week
yes,
that recommended that book,
alignment,
so I will.
alignment.
I will read it. And
Very.
I do listen to Audible every single day. I actually go to bed with my Audible on, which it's all self-development, CEO stories, even like Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar books. Like, that's
Mhm,
all. It's so nice to be reaffirmed every day on my beliefs and where I'm going.
mhm.
So it's so
Exactly.
peaceful. So yeah.
Yes. So definitely pick up that book, and
Yeah,
the
I will.
audience, it's please pick up this book. Perfect.
Okay,
This
so I
book.
just had a lightning bolt strike down and it cut off all my electricity. And luckily, I have a backup generator. So the generator kicked in, and then I had to wait till the video processed and reconnected and all that fun stuff. So thank you guys for being patient. But we took a little blip out there for a second, but we're back. So
Well,
we're back.
our energy was too powerful.
Yeah, yeah. It fused and it made a power surge. So the book was Edgar Tolle, right? The Power of Now.
Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Yes,
Yes.
fantastic book. It so like it kind of delves into like different, I guess, esoteric type of ways of thinking that not a lot of people really do know. But
Yeah.
once you like fully dissect and understand the book in its entirety and go with and it's with an open mind, powerful book. It'll change your mind. It'll change your mind. It'll change your life. It'll change like your whole aspect on like time. The whole
Yeah.
like famous time is an illusion comes from The Power of Now by Eckhart
Oh,
Tolle.
really? That's
And so,
interesting.
yes,
Okay, very
yes.
interesting. I think I'm gonna really love this book because I've been studying mindset this whole year, like religiously, through religion, through philosophy, through just listening to CEOs, the way they talk about how they think and stuff. It's an underlying tone that you don't pick up on until you get it. Like, you have that second
Mm-hmm.
awakening. We talked about the first awakening. I think this is the second awakening. Like, you might feel good, like knowing that you have control of like putting these affirmations to work and stuff. But when you really realize what type of control you have in your life and the power that you have by just thinking about something, it's a whole other
Mm-hmm.
universe. It's like, wait. And that's what I'm teaching now, like all the time. And I absolutely love it because I think everybody needs to know this information. It's totally
Exactly.
woke me up to a whole other like level. Uh,
10,000%. You like once I ever heard I heard about the law of attraction. No, wait, hold up. My AirPods is
Oh, that's okay.
disconnecting. They were kind of, can you hear me now?
Yep, I sure can.
Okay, perfect. So with my whole situation with like, when I heard about the law of attraction, right? The law of attraction just really opened my eyes to like different ways of thinking. And that was like, I guess, my second awakening to like the whole situation. So like, once I started fully delving deep into the law of attraction and understanding everything, it was like a huge rabbit hole. I just started researching things after things.
You get excited. You're like, wait,
now I know
it can't be that easy. Yeah, it can't be that easy. And then you're just like, it
exactly.
is. Wait. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I definitely know what you mean. You get excited. At least I did, and you did. I don't know if everybody would be excited, but you know, maybe the listeners, once they figure out how powerful it is and actually read, you know, the books and put some work into it, join my course because I'm coming out with a course. Join my course. Just send me some. Just let me know if you want to join it because it's almost out. I'm so excited about it. So,
yes, if you would team up with Amena with anything, you'll learn so much. So please do.
Oh, thank you.
Please do it.
Thank you. And I'm gonna send all my friends it too, if you guys take it or not. I want like everybody to benefit from it, and whatever they pull away from it is gonna be amazing. You know, at least I think it is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So, it'll hit the right people. It'll hit the right people, and that's all that matters.
10,000%.
Yeah. So we're out of time here, but is there any powerful messages that you can leave us with today?
I mean, we've had plenty of powerful messages during our whole conversation, but just understand that the present moment is all we truly have. So do what you can in this present moment, make the certain decisions, and understand that, the present moment is all that we have.
Yes, definitely. Now, Taylor, are you doing anything else other than the network marketing? And I see you're coming out with like all these amazing videos. Is there some place that people can follow you to actually see your videos? Because your videos are very focused on personal development. I'm loving what you're coming out with.
Yes.
You're a very good speaker too. I do want to put that out there because I was pretty impressed when I checked. I just recently got back into Instagram because I was concentrating so much on building my connections on Facebook this last couple of months. But when I came back to Instagram and checked their profile out, I was just like, you are perfect for this show. You know, you get it. You get it. Yeah. And I love that. Because,
Well, I appreciate the compliment. Yes. So I also am feeling I've seen a lot of synchronicities happening, and I have a good friend that lives out in Miami that is a life coach. And so I was on the phone with her for a little bit. And I talked with her about her experience with life coaching, how much she loves it and what she does and everything. And that is definitely something I am going to be coming out with in the near future. Of course, the different things that I have to figure out, like I have to build a website, and
you don't have to do any of that. So you just start, just like you're doing. Just start.
Exactly.
Just start. You're doing it. So, that's how I started the podcast. I had no idea what I was doing, and I recorded it. And the first one was terrible, but I pieced it together, and it worked. And then I was like, "Oh my god, I don't have any artwork. Oh my god, I don't know. Wait, I don't know what I'm doing, like software wise." And then it starts clicking. And I'm already on episode 34. So, and now I've got it. Everything has a flow. I have a pattern now. So you just have to start. And you have an amazing platform already on Instagram. It's under your name, correct? It's I am
Taylor Sanchez.
I'm trying to like cough here. I usually have water next to me. I'm all out of my water. Taylor Sanchez.
Yeah. So it's I am, like my tattoo. I am.
I love that tattoo, by the way. I told Colton that, one of these days I'm going to have to get it.
Yes,
that's what actually brought me into the whole space where we're all at, is that phrase, because I was using it everywhere. and I saw it on Colton, and that's how we met. And for you guys that don't know Colton, that's the person that I got to know that introduced me into network marketing, and that's how we met, is through that phrase.
Yes.
So,
So yeah, my Instagram is I am and then Taylor Sanchez, TaylorSanchez.
And it's just all no spaces, nothing.
No spaces, no periods,
Okay.
no underscores, all one word.
Okay, awesome. Now, you're on Facebook too, but I don't think you put the videos on Facebook just yet, do you?
No, I'm not very much active on Facebook. Of course, I
Okay.
post and everything there too. But Instagram is the best way for you guys to reach out to me.
Are you on TikTok? I did see that. Was that a TikTok video you posted earlier today?
Oh no, I mean that's the new feature with Instagram. Instagram
Oh, that
Reels.
is.
Yeah,
Okay, I want to
so.
check that out. And I'll ask you a little bit later on that too. Like, how did you get that set up? Because I haven't checked that feature out. But TikTok does you do the same type of thing. And I've really, really enjoyed my time on TikTok. I haven't been on it very long, but it's so fun. It's so fun.
Oh yeah, I bet. There's so many fun things and beautiful things happening on TikTok.
Yeah, there's filters, there's like green screens, and I do the personal development and mindset stuff on there too. So you can play around with different stuff. So I highly recommend you join TikTok too.
Yeah, I definitely will fill that out.
Yeah, you can definitely have like 2 amazing video platforms you can be working with. Save your videos, put them on YouTube.
Yes, I will definitely do that. Yes, I will be more active on YouTube. I have a YouTube account. I haven't posted in a bit, but I will be more active on there.
Yep, because that's all you need. And just start, and you're good.
Exactly. Just start. You'll learn everything as you go.
Everything will come. Yep, and you have me, and I've already done quite a bit over the last couple of months. So any questions, just let me know.
Well, thank you.
So you know where to find me.
I appreciate that, Amena. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for coming on. I enjoyed talking to you, hearing your story, and every single story is unique, and that's why I love the platform that I have to share with everyone, because it'll resonate with the people it needs to resonate with. So yeah, thank you again for sharing.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you so much for thinking of me again. I really do appreciate it.
Well, I'll talk to you soon, and I wish you a lovely night. I know you're 4 hours behind me, or 3 hours behind me. I don't think you're 4.
2 hours.
So
I live in Mountain Time.
2. Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mountain Time. Yeah.
Okay, so no, you still got a little time of daylight, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and give your mom a big hug for me. I miss you guys, and I'll see you whenever we have our next event.
Yes, definitely.
Whenever that is.
Yes.
Take care.
Well, take care, Amena. Thank you for having me on.
See ya. Bye.